Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Matthew, and today I'm here to give you everything you need to get your person chasing you. But before we get into that, if you could leave me a like and a comment on this video and even subscribe to the channel, it would help tremendously in getting the channel to grow. And if you are in need of my help whatsoever in creating your perfect life or helping you get your person to be chasing you, check the links down below in the comment section or the description. They'll take you to my website where you can see the services I offer to help with just that. With all that out of the way, let's get into this video. Knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what you should be doing. So let's go through why you may not be receiving their attention or them chasing you the way you want them to right now. And then we can follow up with the solution on how to change it so that by the end of this video, you're going to have a complete shift in your internal world and then have a drastic shift on your external. So let's start off with why you're receiving this kind of behavior, or not receiving this kind of behavior, shall we say. Everyone is you pushed out. Now, what does this mean? This means the way that you perceive yourself, combined with the way that you perceive them to perceive you, is exactly what your experience will become and therefore play out in your reality. So 99% of the time when we want someone to chase us, it's because either A, they give us no attention whatsoever, or B, we are currently the one chasing them. So when we're the ones chasing them, or when they are giving us no attention, because remember, everything is based on your thoughts and assumptions. You are the operant power. You sit on your throne and dictate the thoughts and feelings of others. So if you're not being chased, this is because you're giving them the story that they don't chase you in some form or another. But when we do this, there's two reasons why. The first one is because we perceive ourselves as not good enough for them. The second one is we perceive them to be too good for us. Now, they are slightly different. One is like, oh, I'm not that great. The other one is, yes, I'm great, but they're better. But either way, we will still receive the same experience. Them on this pedestal, they're too good for us. They're out of our league. How will we ever get their attention? We give our power away to them. Because remember, you are the operant power. You sit at your throne and dictate the thoughts and feelings. So if you're giving your power to someone else, you are openly acknowledging to yourself that I just simply do not have the capability to make this change. When you need their validation, or when you're saying that they're too good for me, or they're out of my league, or they're on the pedestal, you are giving up your power to change all of this to them. And that is exactly why they will not be showing up for you the way that you want them to. Because if you have that perception that they don't chase you, or that you're not good enough to be chased, or they're way out of your league, that is exactly how they must show up for you. So if this is your experience right now, it's because you have them on a pedestal. You're too attached to the outcome. You see them as above yourself, and you need to shift that. Why would you ever let someone in your life be better than you or more important to yourself than you? Why would you ever put yourself aside and say, this person is simply out of my league, or this person is simply just not available to me? They are way too high for me. Why would you give your power to them? You are the dominant, the operant power. You are the one that sits on the throne and dictates and controls the thoughts and feelings of everyone around you. If you want them to show up for you in that way, you need to start changing your thoughts and assumptions about yourself and about them. Now, how do we do this? Let's move on to the solution side to this video. The first part is your self-concept. Like I said, everyone is you pushed out means the way that you perceive yourself and the way that you perceive they'll perceive you is exactly what comes together. So let's start with the first part, your self-concept. You need to be building yourself up to the man or woman that you want to be internally. You need to start believing that you are this badass, amazing, funny, kind, worthy, important, special, unique, angelic, whatever sort of term you want to throw into it. You need to start believing that you are all of these things. You need to start affirming them to yourself, or visualizing them, or scripting them in some form or another to really prove and believe to yourself, I am special, I am unique, I am important. Because when you start to lift yourself up, when you start to build up that self-concept, even if you still see them as just as good as you did before, now you're elevating yourself and you're beginning to balance them out. Which means it'll be so much easier for you to step back and let them come and chase you when you know that you're worthy of chasing. When you know that you're in a position of, I'm special, I am unique, you are lucky to have me. Now, obviously, you are the operant power, so you can just change all of that within an instant based on your thoughts and assumptions of them, which we'll get onto in a second. But it really starts with your self-concept. Everything starts from you. Like I said, you are the operant power. You are the dictator of your reality. You sit on the throne of your reality and go, you come to me, you do this, you do that, based on your thoughts and assumptions. Now, if you don't perceive yourself as worthy of being the king or queen of your reality, then that must mean that you're handing that title over to someone else, which means you're then being dictated or ruled over by this other person, which is exactly what you may be experiencing right now by them not chasing you, by you being the one to chase, by them not giving you any attention whatsoever. So it really starts within you and changing the way that you perceive yourself. Create affirmations, create visualizations, create scripts, whatever it is, whatever technique that you want to do. Create new versions for yourself to live in the end from. But make sure that they're all reflecting how amazing you are, how special you are, how worthy you are, how important you are, how incredibly lucky anybody in this world would be to have you. And then really start telling yourself all of these things over and over and over again. Saturate your mind with these thoughts, these new thoughts and assumptions until you really begin to believe them, so that you can look at the situation of your specific person not reaching out to you and laugh about it because it's their loss, not your loss, theirs, because you are incredible, you're a badass, you're angelic, you're all of these amazing things, and you are now finally beginning to believe it. And that will be like the first sort of section of working on getting them to chase you. Because like I said, the way that you perceive yourself and the way that they perceive you will come together to create your experience. So if you're now seeing yourself as worthy of chasing and the queen or king of your reality, the god of your reality, the operant power, they have no choice because they don't have free will. They have no choice but to reflect that to you. They have no choice but to see you for how angelic or badass you are. They have no choice but to see you for how worthy and special and important you are. They have no choice but to crave your attention. Now, just like you crave their attention before you change yourself after this video, you were reaching out to them all the time, or you were hoping they would reach out to you, they're going to be doing the same thing once you flip that script in yourself. Once you start seeing yourself the way that you should be seeing yourself and the way that you deserve to be seen by others, that script will then flip on its head, and they will begin to go, oh, they're such a badass, they're so angelic, they're so special, they're so amazing, I want them in my life, I want them to never leave me, I want them to always be here. Doesn't that sound amazing? Just imagine for a second, literally pause the video for a second and imagine your person sat right in front of you saying, I'm so glad you gave me this chance. I just couldn't live without you. Or I'm so glad you wanted to meet up today. I've been thinking about you non-stop. You've been on my mind. All of these lovely things about our future wedding, future children, like future life. Just imagine what it will be like the day that they finally say that to you. Now just remember, that will all happen easily once you change the way that you perceive yourself. Once you become the person that they would think that about. Because when you start to think yourself of that way, they have no choice. There is obviously one extra little step, which we're about to get onto, but changing yourself, first within, so without, all of these kind of statements to say that it all happens within here. If you change the way that you perceive yourself, you will have much better results from everyone, not just your specific person, but everyone. Now, like I said, imagine them coming to you saying, you are the most badass, attractive, special, unique man that I've ever met, or you are the most angelic, lovely, amazing, kind, caring woman that I've ever met. I don't know if that's the way that you guys want to be described, but you know, just a couple of examples. Now imagine that happening, but that all starts within you. If this video has helped so far, if you could leave me a like and a comment, it really helps, and obviously subscribe to the channel, and let's get this channel building up some more so that more people can hear this amazing message. And if you are in need of any of my help in getting you to a point where your specific person will chase you, check the links down below. I'll work with anyone and I'll help you get there. With that out of the way, let's get back to the final point. Now let's adjust the way that we perceive them, because like I said, and I'm going to say it again just to really drill it into your head, the way you perceive yourself and the way that you perceive others to perceive you is exactly what you will experience. This is why some people get hot and cold behavior, because they perceive themselves as amazing, but are constantly saying their person doesn't love them, or their person's still out of their league, or something like that. Or they'll say that their person absolutely adores them and their person is always there for them, but then don't see themselves as worthy of this person. And this is why you'll get hot and cold behavior, because You're into two stories at the same time, and therefore will receive two stories at the same time. So we need to adjust them to align with each other. We need to see ourselves as this amazing, badass person that I've just explained, but we also need to see them as the most loving, caring, amazing person that is showing up for us in the way that we want them to. So what do you want them to show up to you like? Now, based on the video title and everything, I'm assuming you want them to chase you. I'm assuming you want their attention. I'm assuming you want them to be healthily obsessed with you, showing up for you every day, willing to take you across the world to show you the wonders, whatever it is. Either way, you have a version of them in your mind that you hope one day you will experience. Remember, really, really remember this. I know you've heard it a million times from millions of coaches. You are the operant power. What you believe, what you assume to be true, what you want to be true, can all happen in the blink of an eye when you change your assumptions about the life that you are experiencing. When you change the way that you perceive things to be, they will change. I can't remember if I used this example at the beginning of like the video, or whether it was one of the takes that I scrapped, because I've done this video a couple of times because I really want to drill this message in. But if you were to bump into your specific person right now, how do you perceive they will be? How do you feel like they would act? If that isn't in line with what you want, that is your natural assumption of them, and that is why you're not receiving the version of them that you want to have. So if you were to bump into them right now, do you think that they would try to avoid you? Do you think that they would be cruel? Do you think that they would like laugh at you? What is it? And then what is it that you would like them to be like instead? Would you like them to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I bumped into you. Wow, you look amazing. I'm so lucky that we talk every day. I'm so lucky that you're my girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm so lucky to have you in my life. That, I'm sure, is more of what it is that you're going to want. So start perceiving them to be that way. Now, before anyone says, oh, but it's difficult to see them like this when they don't act like this, they don't act like it yet because of A, what we've already spoken about, but B, because you still have this underlying assumption that they are a certain way. You need to change that assumption by feeding your subconscious a new story, by really drilling it in with your affirmations, with your scripts, with your visualizations. So what is it that you want from them? How do you want them to be? What does the chasing you version of them look like? Now that you've got an understanding of that, or hopefully you have some sort of understanding of that, drill it into your subconscious mind using the affirmations, using the scripts, the visualizations, SATs, the 2-cup method, the living from the end. Really drill it into your mind, because your thoughts and assumptions are what you experience. The natural thoughts and assumptions that you have are what is playing out right now. So if you want to experience something new, it's not a hard task. It's not like you have to go and, conquer the planet or anything silly like that. All you've got to be doing is just creating a new thought belief, a new belief pattern. You've literally just got to change the way that you perceive the world. How do you change the way that you perceive the world? You create a new perception of the world and continue to tell yourself that that is the perception that you are experiencing right now. And this will shift. Mixing the way that you're perceiving yourself with this new badass or angelic or unique, special, amazing person that is worthy of the world and worthy of their attention, mixing that with taking them off the pedestal, taking your power back from them, not giving your power away by assuming they have free will and they just won't act this way. Mixing these two things together mean that you will be chased. This person is going to have those cartoonish heart eyes for you and their heart beating out of their chest like in the cartoons, and they're going to reach out. They are going to be texting you saying, hey, I'd love to see you today. They're going to be calling you saying, I just wanted to hear your voice. They're going to be asking to meet up to see you. They're going to be doing the most to have your attention because they have to. They have to. They have to follow your assumptions. They have to. It's so important that you really drill this into your mind, that the way that you perceive them and yourself right now is what your experience is. Now, even if the experience sucks, that statement that I just made right then will be, at least for me, positive, because it shows that you are the operant power. This shows that you have the capability to change it. Your thoughts and assumptions are what create the experience out there. Why are you giving that power away to another person that doesn't even have free will? That's like, what's a good example of that? That's like saying, someone's broken into my house, but I'm just going to let them live there rent free. It's the same sort of thing. This is your house, your mind. They are an intruder. Do not give the power to them. You hold the power. You are the operant power. You are the king or queen of your reality. And if you don't want to be the king or queen by giving your power to someone else, that must mean that you will be ruled over by someone else. Now, that is the experience you're having right now, which is why you're not getting what you want, because you're being ruled over by them. Your thoughts and assumptions are all on them, just not in the way that you want. So create that new story about yourself. You're special, you're unique, you're worthy, you're amazing. People are lucky to have you. They're lucky to have your attention. All of these amazing things. And then change the thoughts and assumptions that you have on them, such as they love you, they adore you, they're healthily obsessed with you, they're constantly reaching out to you, they're constantly wanting your attention, they love you as a partner, they see your value, they see how unique you are, they see how special you are. Just some examples. And then drill into your subconscious mind these new stories by repeating them over and over and over again, whether it's through visualization, whether it's through affirmation, whether it's through scripting, whether it's through the 2-cup method, whether it's through SATs. Doesn't matter, whatever technique you like, or just simply embody the state of them being like that on a regular basis, and they will have no choice but to reflect it. Even if you take nothing from this video except the reassurance of these words here, they have no choice. They don't have free will. You are the operant power. So if you want an experience from them, you give them the script. Think of them like actors. And the thoughts and assumptions that you've got is the script that they have to abide by. Have you given them the script of someone that chases you? Are you sitting there as the director that needs them to bow to your will? If yes, keep persisting. It will happen. If no, now you know where to shift. And it will happen. It will. So I really hope this video has helped. Just remember, change the way that you're perceiving yourself to be someone worthy of them chasing, loving, adoring, prioritizing. Change the way that you perceive them to be as someone who is loving, adorative, I don't know if that's a word, chasing you, wants to be around you, non-stop, healthfully obsessed, whatever it is that you want. I'm not even going to sit here and say that you should be moral and not say that you want them obsessed with you. Because if you want them to chase you, that's kind of what obsessive people do. They chase. Now, if we were to reflect on ourselves, a lot of us that constantly chase and chase and chase and chase and chase, what are we? We're obsessed. Now, you can't be healthfully obsessed, as in, I love this person so much, then I'm just going to make sure that they have everything that they could possibly want. So if you want that from them, go for it. This is your reality. Who am I to sit here and tell you no? I'm not the operant power of your reality. You are. So if anyone ever tells you, no, you shouldn't do that or whatever, if you don't agree, who cares? You are the operant power, and you can make these changes. So if you want them to chase you, start seeing yourself as someone who's worthy of chasing, and start seeing them as someone who is lovingly chasing you, and you will receive that reality. I really hope this video has helped. If it has, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and click on one of these videos that YouTube recommends, because they will help you out just as much as this one. Bye-bye.